You know, at the beginning of the meeting, I gave the guidelines, which are if there are more than one person, the time frame goes from 3 to 2. I'm sorry if you weren't here for that. That's why I was saying about the green and the yellow light. The next is Jason Levy.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jason Levy, and I would first like to thank you for this opportunity to bring my concerns to your attention. You and I have an interesting relationship. I am a parent, I am a voter, and I am your employee. I have the honor of teaching at Gaither High School. I also want it known that I am a member of CTA. This past weekend, I spent 5 unpaid hours in this very room for the Ought to Be a Law program. Ms. Olson, I'd like to thank you for being present there as well. I have been very involved in that program since its inception, and I anticipate many more unpaid hours of work ahead of me, so I may help to shape our nation's future leaders. I also sponsor a club at my school and teach a time-consuming college-level AP course. Other teachers throughout the district are similarly committed to our youth. I am concerned that some of the proposed teacher schedules for next year will interfere with many of the extra projects that our teachers choose to undertake, such as Ought to Be a Law, science fairs, clubs, and so forth. One proposal I have seen eliminates an entire period of planning time. Teachers typically use this time to write lesson plans and grade papers. We still find that we are forced to bring work home with us. Without their planning periods, teachers will be forced to choose between planning rigorous and relevant lessons or mundane lessons. I fear the loss of all the extras that are too often taken for granted. I implore you to preserve teachers' paid planning time. There are several ideas floating around, including an 8-period schedule that would accomplish this. The quality of the overall educational experience is at stake. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Danielle DeGregory.
Good evening, and thank you for letting me have this opportunity to speak to you all. My name is Danielle DeGregory, and I teach social studies at Gaither High School. I am a Hillsborough Classroom Teachers Association member and a voter. I am also a highly qualified and highly dedicated teacher who, like most of my peers, takes pride in creating quality lessons, grading with rigor and relevance, executing those lessons, and making sure I have the time to tutor students. Because I care about my students, I also sponsor 3 clubs and take part in 4 extracurricular activities. I volunteer to do this. That means I do this for free on my own time. With the loss of a planning period, I will without question no longer be able to sponsor these clubs and these activities, especially with the added paperwork of a club consent form or permission slip, whichever you choose to call it. It will also be a struggle to create quality lessons, execute them, and rigorously assess student work. Being able to stay in regular contact with parents about their children's grade, provide timely feedback to ESE case managers, tutor students after school, and write college reference letters will fall to the wayside. Tonight alone, I spent the first 2 hours of this meeting grading papers, 2 hours outside of my paid contracted hours. This schedule change will not have the desired effect of increasing student achievement. On the contrary, it will decrease teachers' ability to provide a quality education to their students. In the end, it will not just be teachers losing a planning period. We will all lose as our state and our country's future lose out on the quality education they deserve. Thank you for your time this evening.
Thank you. James. We're taking his time. James Alicio.
Thank you. My name is James Alicio, Freedom High School. I was here last month. I apologize if I was a little abrupt. The first thing, a few things have come up since the last time I spoke to you. Number one, I found out from the Department of Education, Janine Bloomberg, that we don't have to be in compliance until the year after next. So it reminds me of paying my taxes a year early. So I'd appreciate if we just follow that rule. Number two.
Taking his time.
Number two, Governor Christ's budget has added an additional $613 million solely for class size compliance by districts. So I feel that should cover our $28 million that we were going to save by having the teachers of a high school teach an extra class. Number three, Florida State University Research and Review, feature story this winter, teacher burnout. how good teachers are becoming an endangered species and why. So this just came out, and it basically says that every time there's a reform, what it comes down to is more work for the teachers. So it's very interesting, and it stressed that the problem is mostly in the high school and junior high level, not the elementary level. In fact, there was a guest editorial put out about the elementary teachers teaching more than the high school teachers. If you, we don't like to compare apples to oranges, but if you want to do the math, a high school teacher teaching 250 minutes a day, 25 students, has 6250 minutes of contact, student contact minutes. An elementary teacher has 18 students at 300 minutes, only has 5,400 student contact minutes. So if you want to be equitable, we'd increase the elementary day to 347 minutes, which would be ridiculous. So I agree that's not a good idea. So I'm saying that we should challenge the superintendent, and now that we have a quality recruiting firm dedicated to finding highly qualified applicants, I think we should try to do it, let them give them an opportunity. I heard re-energize teachers programs today. I feel like a friend.
Thank you. Is Carolyn McClendon here? Thank you very much, Carolyn McClendon. I apologize, yours was clipped with another one.